Have you ever noticed that some of the women out there, they seem to get whatever they want in their life? The opportunities, the relationships, the friendships, the confidence, the life they dreamed about. And no, it's not because they're the prettiest. And no, it's not because they're the luckiest. The difference is psychological. Those women think differently. And once I started researching on this, I realized something shocking, that most women spend their life trying to become more attractive. However, the women who get whatever they want, they are trying to become more valuable, and those two things are very different. So through this video, I'm gonna help you guys become the girl who has it all. Part 1 is looks psychology. Understand the halo effect. Start understanding how the first impressions work. So there is a psychological effect called halo effect, where people often assume positive qualities about a person just from their looks or based on their presentation. It doesn't mean that your worth is determined by your presentation or how you're looking. If somebody met you for 10 seconds, then what would they notice? So start creating those small habits that make you look put together. It could be doing your hair, wearing clothes that feel intentional, improving your posture, and the goal here is to not look like a perfectionist. It is just to look like somebody who values herself. Number 2 is create a visual identity. Stop trying to look like everybody else. Instead, try to be consistent with your look. It could be your hair, your style, your clothes, your jewelry, or even your energy. Psychologically, people trust familiarity. So instead of asking yourself this question like, what's trending? Ask yourself, what feels like me? Point number 3 is look like you respect yourself. And this has nothing to do with money or perfection, but people often mirror the standards that we have for ourselves. Take care of yourself before you feel like you deserve it, Maybe you have built routines, so stay consistent with those. Speak kindly to yourself, show up for yourself, take yourself seriously. Part number 2 is mindset psychology. In this part, the first point is expect things to work out. Women who get what they want, they expect outcomes to be positive. They do not think negatively about themselves or the situations or whatever the circumstances are going on around them. So that doesn't mean you have to be unrealistic, but you have to stop assuming that the things will fail before they even begin. So they follow this rule. Try. If this doesn't work out, then they recover and they continue on to the next thing. They are not taking everything personally. They're moving on with the next step, and they're trying to figure out different solutions that will work instead of just focusing on the negative. And this is what we all should do. The next point in this part is make decisions faster. I've seen a lot of videos on how people who are millionaires or billionaires make decisions so much faster than what normal people do.
So studies found that the slower you walk, the less presence you have.
I knew it. People who walk slow, I found, have been less successful at my companies. If you're slower at ordering, sign of indecision. So part of my screening process for hiring is actually a coffee order. Yeah, I love taking them to coffee. Or if you haven't figured out your coffee order, and you're 35 years old, we probably got some issues. But I haven't met a lot of people who have been really successful at our firms who walk really, really slow.
It's really interesting when we look at what a lot of women choose to wear, and sometimes they wear very, very high heels that prevent them from maintaining a steady pace. So this can unintentionally be undermining how they're seen by other people.
They're making quicker decisions, and that's how they're getting ahead of everybody else. So if you want to be that kind of person, you gotta make decisions faster. Movement creates clarity. Part number 3 is the one thing that most people never realize is that they are not obsessed with everything. This one might feel backwards, but I think this is the biggest difference, because the women who get what they want, usually they deeply care, but they do not attach themselves to the outcomes. They apply, but they do not make rejection mean that they are unworthy. They want relationships, but they don't make being chosen their identity. They want success, but they don't postpone happiness until that point. And ironically, people who are not desperate are the ones who get where they want to be at the end. And they're also the ones who are often making better decisions because they're thinking clearly, not emotionally. And I think that's the real confidence right there, because they know that if that things works out, then it's great. And if it doesn't work out, they are okay either way. And the closing part is, I don't think that the women who get what they want, they're special. They just stopped waiting. They just stopped hiding and stopped apologizing, and they stopped waiting to feel ready because they have started acting like the person they always wanted to become. So what are you waiting for? If you wanna become that girl, you gotta get up and do those things that will help you get there, and your life will start catching up eventually. So guys, that was it from my side. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this where I help you become the better version of yourself, and I will see you guys in my next video.